Kausar, thank you very much for sparing the time. It's great to be with you here in our Shanghai campus of China Europe International Business School. You are here with the WELA China Immersion Program. WELA is, of course, the flagship program of the CEIBS Accra campus. WELA stands for Women, Entrepreneurship and Leadership Africa. You come from a business background yourself, and what I found striking was at the very beginning of this program, when I asked people in the cohort, how many of you are here in China for the first time, most people raised their hands, but you did not. So clearly, China has been in your life from before, somehow related to the business. So please give me a sense of how you got involved in business and how China has been part of that story.
I had started coming to China as young as 15, as my mom saw an opportunity and started trading in China. Initially, it was hard because of language and all that, but as time went on, she found trusted people that was referred to her by other business leads in Ghana that made things start going well with her business. We started doing business with China decades ago. For me, it's been over a decade. So for my mom, maybe 2 decades ago, and we are still in business with China. And I must say it's one of the best decisions she ever had opted to do. Because for me, I had wanted to go into banking, but my parents thought, no, it was imperative that I came to the business to add more knowledge from what I had learned from my university. So yeah, and ever since I did that, the business has been going great with the help of this program, this great WELA program I took from CEIBS.
So let's unpack the first part of the story a little bit. So a couple of things that's interesting. One is you belong to a family business. So your mother was already involved. It also means you're not the first woman entrepreneur in your family.
Yes.
So what is it that your mother was focusing on in her business, and how did China feature in this?
Right. So she was doing skincare and she started from different markets. And along the line, she wasn't meeting suppliers, and she explained to one of the people in the market that's in Accra, and someone actually gave her a card of his supplier that, look, this is a card, go to this market, and it was you specifically. Speak to my supplier, tell him what you want, and that would help you. And indeed, she came to China on her own, difficult language and all that, but she maneuvered her way, and that was it. She was able to be recommended to a skincare partner. They are still in business till today, and everything is working perfectly.
Marvelous. And then you come along, you actually had a decision to make whether to go down a more conventional route, get a job in a bank, but instead your family, and it sounds like both parents encouraged you to come back into the business. So once you got involved, what was your focus? What were you trying to do to help the business?
We didn't have structures. The business didn't have any formal way of running. We just run it the traditional way: sell, make money, buy, replace. And I was thinking that, no, I needed to learn how I could leverage from what my mom has built, especially with her partners, to see if we can get something more formal and also go beyond skincare and do other things. So that's when I came across the WELA program, which I enrolled in 2019. And that was when I learned so much. The courses I took helped me in structuring the business. It also helped me build a global mindset.
Wow.
Yes.
You said that was 2019?
Yes.
But that means you were in the last pre-COVID
Yeah.
WELA cohort.
Yes.
Which probably explains why you're here in China now in 2026 and didn't manage to come here in 2020 when, of course, that had to be cancelled. Tell me a little bit about how things have developed in your business since 2019. You also indicated that beyond trying to put in place systems and structures
Yeah.
for which WELA was helpful, you were also keen to expand beyond skincare.
Yeah, because I didn't come for the immersion trip, I still got the opportunity to join the alumni. So I had contact with other people, and that was where I built that understanding of going beyond the skincare market. So I wanted to do interior and beddings, and it was through advice from some of the alumni that had already been on the course. They encouraged me to go for it, and if I needed any help, they would render. But for me, I had to use the Guanxi, the relationship that my mom had built with her partners,
Right.
to source for other business niche. And today, I dropship. I'm able to bring other products to the market to resell to people in Ghana.
And all of this you still continue to source
Yes.
from China.
Absolutely.
So is this the first time you're back in China since COVID?
Yes, it is.
What has been your experience so far? You've been in Shanghai mainly now for a couple of days. You
Yeah.
will go on to Hangzhou and then finally back to Yiwu after a while. What is your reaction at being back in China after a bit of time?
The first time I came to China, it blew my mind. But now I'm blown away because of the level of technology that China has inculcated. Because you see people ordering without any physical attendance. They do it via machines. So many innovative things happening that I didn't see years back when we came. And I thought that's impressive. And I mean, I would like to adapt some of the models they're using here and inculcate that back into our system back in Ghana.
Kausar, you have a certain experience which a lot of your WELA participants don't. Many of them are coming into China for the first time.
Yeah.
You have had this steady interactions over a period of time, leveraging your mother's previous interactions. And so you have been able to build trust with the core supplier that she worked with and through her a broader network. What advice do you have to your fellow women entrepreneurs from Africa who are coming to China for the first time and trying to make sense of the opportunities here?
What I would say is for them to first build trust, build a relationship with whoever they believe they want to get into a business with. They shouldn't relent. They should keep on and be patient as well because of the language and the cultural differences. Patience is key. They have to be very, very patient. Also be open-minded, especially in Yiwu, it's overwhelming. So they should take their time and also know what niche it is that they want to get in. They should first have that business idea of what they want to do, maybe lose money because maybe that product might not be moving in Ghana. So they have to make sure that they plan properly before and also make sure that they're patient and open-minded. Yeah.
So for some of them, this first trip may actually become the basis for planning their next trip, where they might be able to then approach it in a more focused sort of way, which seems to be absolutely key. You know, it's interesting, you said coming back to China after many years, you could notice the progress and so on. I went to Ghana last year for the first time in a while. One of the things I was struck by was the Chinese presence. There seemed to be more Chinese businesses. How does that play out for entrepreneurs like you in Ghana who are operating there? How do you still retain your competitive advantage?
Right. Initially, when we started seeing the China malls, it frightened us. But I had to think beyond that. And also now, if I don't have certain products, I rush to the China mall to get it. Some of my customers are not based in Accra. And China mall is not yet in other cities. So that gives me a competitive advantage to even use them as a supplier. When my product from China has not arrived. Some people say it's daunting for them, but for me, I see it as a business opportunity.
That's marvelous. Yes. And what advice would you give to entrepreneurs in general, especially young women like yourself in Africa who are looking for opportunities to be successful and also at the same time balance, the demands that they have from life as well?
You need to find yourself in a certain community or institution. For instance, if you're with CEIBS, especially with the course I took, I know that CEIBS is reliable. And with the alumni network of 35,000, you're definitely going to get someone to assist you. So find an institution you can always, like a go-to for help, because China is now the big thing. China is making people billionaires. So enroll into WELA if you're a woman. Do what I did, take advantage of it, and start cashing out, because they would actually give you the process of not only starting your business, but the opportunity to come to China to see the suppliers in real time. And that's an amazing opportunity, if I must say. Yeah, so they should definitely enroll to WELA. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well, Kausar, it was great chatting with you. Thank you very much for sparing the time. It's great having you here in China, and I hope the rest of your time here goes well.
Thank you so much for having me, Prof. It's an honor to be on campus today. Thank you.